Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study the chapter The Fun They Had. So in the previous classes we have studied that Maggie and Tommy, they found a book, and the book was a real book, and the book which we are using or which they were using is not the real book, but it was a digital book. So they were not much familiar with the real book and they wanted to read it about, and they asked the question, what is it about? Then he says that it is about the school, and Maggie says that she is not interested to listen anything about the school or what is there to write about school, and she hates school. Okay, now we are in the page number 6, third paragraph. Maggie was scornful. School? What is there to write about school? I hate school. Maggie always hated school, but now she hated it more than ever. The mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the country inspector. So there is a mechanical teacher, a robot teacher, and this teacher is designed for a particular student. What is the ability of a student, and based on that this teacher is designed. So it is a robot, and each and everyone, the parents can design this in order to suit to their particular student. So she started to hate the school because the geographic sector of the teacher was going little faster than the age of that student. So each student is there. So like when we are in the school, there are teachers, and the teachers are teaching you in a way that's like the way what we are speaking in our in the class 9, if I teach the same method in class 5th, the student will not be able to understand. So the understanding capacity of different students are different. And if I speak to a class in LKG or first class, the method of teaching will be entirely different. The speed of their learning or their learning capacity is entirely different. So each and every student is having a different capacity, different ability to learn. Learning capacity is different. And this robotic teacher is particularly designed, they already has measured the learning capacity of the student. But the geographic sector of this robotic teacher was little faster. So faster than the girl can accept, or it was going more fast than the ability of the girl. So she was unable to cope up with the speed of the robotic teacher, and he was getting less mark in the subject. When he was giving more test one by one test was given, but she was not able to answer anything because her ability is little low. So after when the parents came to understand that there is some problem, then they took it to the inspector. He was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. He smiled at Maggie and gave her an apple, then took the teacher apart. Maggie had hoped he would know how to put it together again, but he knew how all right, and after an hour or so there was it again, large and black and ugly, with a big screen on which all the letters were shown and the questions were asked. That wasn't so bad. The part Maggie hated most was the slot where she had to put homework and test papers. She always had to write them out in a punch code they made her learn when she was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. So the mechanical teacher was taken to an inspector, and there was that is also another robot, and it was there, and it was kind of a round little man. It is just like looking like a round man with a red face and a whole box of tools. So it is looking like a box of tools, like those. There are so many wires are there, so many tools are there. So such kind of a machine or a robot it is there. So then it was taken, and it offered an apple to Maggie, and they took the robot in. And she was very much happy that she was expecting that the teacher will not be there for a long time. So then she was expecting that this will also be not there and she can enjoy. But Actually what happened was that after few hours the teacher was, within few hours the problem of the mechanical teacher was completed, and it again came back. So she became again sad, and she hated the teacher. So she hated this one, and there was questions. There was a particular place where they are asking question, and she hated the most. The part of the teacher that she hated the most was that there was a particular place where she had to insert the homeworks. So each and every day, like you are having. Every day we will be giving you some homeworks, and the next day you have to write them in your copy, complete your copy and submit it in front of the teacher for checking. But like we are having like human teachers are there, so it is not possible that each and every day every student's copy can be checked by the teacher. It may not be possible. But you just imagine that here in this only one person is there and one student is there, and the student is the teacher is a robot, and he is capable of checking the homework of the student in very few minutes time, and it can also calculate the marks and give the marks. So each and every day their homework is given to the child, and that day she has to prepare the homeworks, and the next day there is a particular slot is there, so that they are writing in a punch code system, not like on the book. We are writing with a book or copy, and not pen and all is used. So, but here it is not like that. They are using a kind of punch code system. So that is this type of learning they learn in the year of 6. So you are also learning like maybe like 4 or 5 years of age. At that time we start learning like ABCD and all. We start learning from the smaller classes. So the same way this kind of learning is given to the children at the age of 6. So punch code system is there, and in that they are able to write, and it will be inserted to the robot. So she hated this particular part the most, because every day she had to prepare the homeworks, and within few minutes this will be checked and given, and if there is any mistake, then they will be also informed. The inspector had smiled after he was finished and patted Maggie's head. He said to her mother, "It is not the little girl's fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick. Those things happen sometimes. I have slowed it up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory." And he patted Maggie's head again. So now, after a few minutes, after some time, the person had brought the mechanical teacher, and he just patted the Maggie's head, and just told the mother of Maggie that it was not the problem with the girl. So she was getting always less mark for geography, and that was not the problem with the student, but it is the problem with the teacher. So the mechanical teacher was geared up, means it was little faster than the normal child of 10 years of age. So she is just 11 years of age. So then the inspector has changed the speed of the machine to the level of a 10-year-old girl. So such a way it is there, and her overall performance is satisfactory. So he again congratulated the girl. Maggie was disappointed. She had been hoping they would take the teacher away altogether. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. And she was not happy, because she was expecting that the teacher will be, they will be taking out the teacher for a long time. So for Tommy, there was a problem with the history sector of the mechanical teacher, and they had taken the teacher away, and almost for 1 month the teacher was not there. So he was enjoying the time, and Maggie also expected that there will be some kind of enjoyment like that. So like now you can say that for 1 year you are enjoying because you are not having any regular class, you need not to meet the teachers, you need not to submit the homeworks, and did not to get the scolding from the teachers. All these things are not there, so you are very much happy, isn't it? So, so somewhat a feeling of such kind of feeling was there for her, but now it was ready and it came back. So she said to Tommy, "Why would anyone write about school?" So now till now they were speaking about the other kind of things, and now they are speaking that why somebody should write something about a school. Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes. So then he started looking at her as if he knows everything, and you are just like a superior, very powerful person, like a senior. They will be, if you are asking something to your brothers, sisters, and or elder brothers, and all, they will ask, what a foolish person you are, isn't it? So you don't know even this much. So such kind of mentality they will be speaking. So here he is also looking at her in that way. So he is a little bit senior, and she is very young. So that is why she just looked at her. Because it is not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Then he is making her understand that this is not the school that what we are having. It is a different kind of school that it was taking place hundreds of years ago. So the real story is taking place in future, hundreds of years ahead. But they are speaking about the present situation, hundreds and hundreds years before. So she said, this is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He added loftily, pronouncing the word carefully, centuries ago. So then she said, he said that centuries ago, many hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Maggie was hurt. Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago. She read the book over his shoulder for a while. Then she said, anyway, they had a teacher. So whatever maybe, so then she was a little sad about that. So Tommy was making fun of her, and she became a little bit sad, and she was just looking. So like he is standing there, and she was looking from the shoulders and looking into this one book and reading. So he was reading like that, and he said that whatever may be there was a teacher. Okay, so the teacher is the problem, and even though it was many years ago, whatever may be the type of school it is, but there was a teacher. Okay. So that is enough for today. The remaining portion we will study in the next class. Okay. Thank you so much.